Magic, and this is Underpaid Pablo, and we're here to show you how to play Magic the Gathering.
I can introduce myself. I'm Underpaid Pablo. Well, this is part 1 of the tutorial on how to play Magic the Gathering. I'm going to start off with the kind of lands you can get. You can have Boreal White land in a penny sleeve.
Like white.
Domo Blue in a penny sleeve.
That's our opinion, though.
Osmo Black, my favorite, if you can't tell. Black all the way.
Next card.
Red, still awesome, not the best. You have green, and then you have lands that tap for 2 colors.
Or other lands that do other stuff. Sorry to interrupt.
This one just so happens to tap for 2 different lands, which are green and blue. It can tap for either or, not both.
So now you know what lands are. Lands are your mana producer. Have you ever played a game and you use some spell and you try to use it again, he's like, out of mana. Well, this is your mana. And you can play only 1 mana per turn. But you can play as many creature spells, or spells, period, per turn. Well, we're going to show you how mana works. Well, first things first, there are things called creatures. And creatures, you can tell they're creatures because right here in the middle it says some creature, dragon, avatar. Well, this one happens to be a legendary creature. And a legendary creature says there can only be one of a legendary, of the same legendary in play. So if there's 2 of these in play, they instantly kill each other and they're gone. And, well, he's a creature, and he's a dragon avatar because it says legendary creature avatar. And he has 4 attack and 4 defense. And their defense is kind of like their health. And their abilities are in here, and we'll get more in depth in the videos in another part of the videos. And he's got nice little pictures, and he's a rare, so you can tell. And how do you know when you can play him? Well, he costs 5 total, 1 of each color mana. So you have to tap a green, a swamp, a mountain, an island, and a plains just to play him. And that's usually on turn 5, because you can only play 1 of these per turn. That's what a creature is. Next card is an artifact. Artifact are usual little sit on the side of the board and do little small abilities for you, a little something. Well, this one has just a 3 for a mana cost. And you know, people really don't understand this concept, but 3 in a colorless box means 3 of any color. You can pay this 3, you can pay this 3, you can pay this 3, I think I already did that 3. Anyways, any 3 you want, and that's how you play it, and then it does an ability. We'll get more into abilities in a different video. Next are things called instants. Instants can be played on his turn, my turn, the other guy's turn, anyone's turn, and they do certain abilities, and this comes into play for, where's the mountain? 2 of these, you have to tap 2 of these, and 2 of any color. It can be 2 of these, both of these, but as long as there's 2 red and 2 of any color, it does an ability. Next are sorceries. Sorceries can only be played on your main phase, and we'll talk about this phases that are in Magic the Gathering. And this comes into play for only 1 red, and you can tell which mana it needs by the symbol matching right here. Well, next is enchantments. Enchantments enchant something. They have to equip to something. They must be attached to something. And this one attaches to something that's not a land. Anything that's not a land. Well, that's how that works. Next things next. Planeswalkers. Planeswalkers come in for a certain amount of cost, and they start off with loyalty counters. And that's how many counters they start off with. So, we're going to grab one of our die and show you. So, a number 3. So she'll start off with number 3. And her abilities say +1, each player discards a card, -2, target player sacrifices a creature, and -6, and separate target player's permanents into 2 piles and they pick a pile. Well, you can only do her ability once per turn, and she can do her ability as soon as she comes into play. Well, she comes into play at 3. Oh, let me find 3. Sorry. 3. She comes into play at 3. Well, if you wanted to make everybody discard a card, she would now be at 4, because you're doing +1 because it says +1. Now, if you wanted to make someone sacrifice a creature, she's at 1, because it says -2. And you have to build up all the way to 6 in order to do that ability. But you can get up to 7 and sacrifice 6, and she'll be at 1 and still be alive. That's Planeswalkers. That's part 1 of Magic cards, and it's just the basic info. We'll get more in depth of the Magic cards in the next part of the videos. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.